パンチを当てれば十分倒せるタイミングがあるんで。
さあ伸びてきましたが距離を詰めていきたいと話しています。
They call her a cutie with pink hair, but don't let that fool you. This is the real Mona Kimura. And yes, she only fights with her legs and literally KOs anyone who steps in the ring. A 3-0 undefeated kickboxing sensation. She's famous for ending fights with lightning-fast kicks. But how did this smiling karate prodigy become such an unstoppable knockout artist? Stay tuned. Mona Kimura, born on April 12, 2001, is one of Japan's fastest-rising kickboxing talents, a fighter whose style feels more like choreography than chaos.
素晴らしいですね。
木村モナは今回はですね、蹴りからつなげていきたいということなんですよね。で対する荻原愛がとにかくパンチで私は倒したんだと。
Known for a rare, leg-dominant approach, she has earned constant comparisons to Street Fighter's Chun-Li, not because of hype, but because of how she actually fights.
パンチに注目がいくとこかなと思ったんだけど、最初はですね、もう空手の足技から見せてくれて、
そうですね。
完璧な試合での KO が効いたんで、
ご自身としてはですね、木村自身としてはパンチは自信があるんだけれども、そこ一辺倒になると面白くないんだと、とにかくこう蹴りをうまく散らしながら、パンチを生かすための蹴りなんだという話を。
Signed to the Crush and K1 banner, Kimura has built a reputation for controlling opponents almost entirely with her lower body. Her journey didn't begin in kickboxing. It began in karate, where she learned balance, discipline, and how to generate power without force. Later, she transitioned into amateur boxing, and that's where her technical foundation sharpened. Mona didn't just compete, she excelled. She captured national gold and went on to represent Japan at the 2022 IBA World Championships, proving she could thrive in pure, high-pressure striking environments. At first glance, Mona Kimura feels almost out of place in the violent ecosystem of combat sports. The pink hair, the shy smile, the soft, almost playful presence as she bows before stepping into the ring. If you didn't know better, you might assume she wandered in from a dance studio or a university gym class, and that is exactly why her opponents make their first mistake long before the opening bell rings. Because the moment the fight begins, the illusion shatters.
ご自身としてはですね、木村自身としてはパンチは自信があるんだけれども、そこ一辺倒になると面白くないんだと、とにかくこう蹴りをうまく散らしながら、パンチを生かすための蹴りなんだという話をしていました。
でもその通りですよね。今もこの
前蹴り。
To understand that, we have to go back to the fights, one by one, where Mona Kimura stopped being a curiosity and became a problem. Mona Kimura versus Ai Ogiwara. A year ago, on November 16, 2024, Kimura's journey truly began. Tokyo's famous Korakuen Hall was buzzing as she made her professional debut. Across the ring stood Ai Ogiwara, a battle-tested veteran eager to exploit any mistake. The bell rang, and round one erupted.
まずね、空手の実績、子供の頃の空手の実績もありながら、圧倒的なねボクシングの経歴を持ってのデビュー戦ですからね。
さあその赤、木村モナがサウスポー、そして荻原愛がオーソドックス。フ
ァーストコンタクトはああいうね、駆け蹴りのような上段の前蹴り、素晴らしいですね。
Ogiwara came out aggressive, throwing crisp boxing combinations. Mona danced lightly on her toes, keeping in range with a crisp front kick.
激しいパンチの打ち合いを期待できる試合なのかなとは思ってます。
そう、インローから今右が決まって優先とは思えない冷静さというか、
空手の時は 前蹴りしか蹴ってるイメージ。
Whenever Ogiwara pressed forward, Kimura snapped back with a quick knee or left jab.
7連覇っていう感じだったんです印象的には
は
さあ来るところカウンターで本田
By the end of the round, the crowd had seen just a hint of Kimura's style, speed, precision, and a calm confidence under pressure.
い。そうですね。
デビュー戦とは思えない冷静さ
空手の時は前蹴りしか。
Then came the decisive moment. After just over 1 minute, Mona set a trap. She jabbed Ogiwara's face, then instantly followed with a thunderous right hook to the chin.
本田右さあ1ラウンド1分30秒残してあっという間に2回の KO です。
In the blink of an eye, Ogiwara crumpled to the canvas. Korakuen Hall erupted as the referee waved the fight off. KO via right hook at 132 of round 1. In an instant, Mona Kimura had announced herself undefeated and dangerous in spectacular fashion.
文字通り、かずり傷一つないですね。勝利ですね。
Mona Kimura versus Yuka. Next came a tougher test. On January 26, 2025, Kimura faced Yuka, a crafty K1 veteran.
召喚おっとバーパンチか
From the opening bell, it became a chess match.
出身っていうところなのでね、パンチに注目がいくところかなと思ったんだけど、最初まずね、もう空手の足技から見せてくれて、
そうです
はい
ね。
完璧な試合での KO 勝ちだったので、はい
面白くないんだと、
はい
とにかくこう蹴りをうまく散らしながら、
はい
パンチを生かすための蹴りなんだという話をしていました。
まあでも
Yuka tried to close the distance, but Mona kept her in check with crisp side kicks and snap front kicks to the midsection.
そうですね、木村選手、JKJO、空手のですね、7連覇、木村選手、
そうですね、木村がプロでは2試合目というのはどういうふうにご覧になってますか。
すごいなんか伸びてきますね、
そうですよね。
蹴りは嫌、
そうですか。やはりそれを受ける身としては嫌だと。
そうですね、なので、ユカ選手は足を使う。
When Yuka advanced, Mona countered with straight lefts and sharp body shots. Each woman had her moments, but Kimura's kicks kept bruising Yuka's legs at every turn.
スペースには、はい、できないですよね。はい、でも何回か、今、このラウンド2回ぐらいですね、右ストレートを、キーヒットさせる場面があったので、はい、そこで、木村選手、横を向く場面があったので、そこからね、そこをきっかけに畳み込めればっていう場面は、ちょっと見せてきましたよね。
Round 2 saw Yuka press harder.
はい、倒せるパンチを出してくるので。
前蹴りが鋭く伸びてきます。本当に石川さん、力感が。
But she kept getting her distance tested by Mona's fast side kicks. The crowd gasped, but the challenger blinked it off and fired back.
前蹴りをね、被弾しながらもですね、決して、
突き上げるような蹴りでした。
全身を
身を返していこうというユカ。
ユカ選手のプレッシャーだったり力強さ素晴らしいですね。はい。
前に来ようというところでそれを一つ。
The fighters traded in close. Yuka with power punches, Mona with venomous side kicks. By the end of round 2, Mona had weathered the storm.
女子のアマチュアでこれ以上ない、
ボディだ。これはノーダウンです。
これ以上ないもうキャリアでエリートですよね。
そうですね。ただ木村本人はですね、ボクシングであれば誰にも負けない自信はあるんだけれども、蹴りの部分で前回の荻原。
The final round was tense. Mona's legs were already marked from Yuka's checks, but she stayed composed. She kicked low into Yuka's knees, then followed with a flurry.
前蹴りが空を切った後にすぐにパンチを当てれば十分倒せるがあるんで。
さあ伸びてきましたが、
本当に素晴らしいですこのタイミング。
当てました。そして2つ。蹴りを当てていきました木村。さあユカとしてはどんどん詰めていく。
The horn sounded. Both fighters were exhausted. All three judges saw it the same way. A unanimous decision win for Kimura. In 9 hard-fought minutes, she had proved her grit and technique against a savvy foe. Mona Kimura versus Satoko Ozawa in the June 27, 2025 fight. One still shows Kimura's pink-clad sidekick snapping into Satoko Ozawa's jaw. Mona wasted no time. From her southpaw stance, she unleashed a barrage of sidekicks and front teeps to Ozawa's body. In round 1, her boxing mixed seamlessly. Quick left straights and hooks snapped Ozawa's head back and even opened a cut on Ozawa's right cheek. Blood trickled down as Ozawa tried to recover. In round 2, Kimura turned it up. She blasted a hard left straight, then launched a high side kick that caught Ozawa flush on the temple. The ring doctor approached. Ozawa's face was a red canvas. After a brief check, the fight resumed. Mona pressed mercilessly, landing another left hook and a spinning back kick as Ozawa fell backward. Finally, at 1:08 of round 2, the referee had seen enough. And waved it off. TKO Mona Kimura. Another KO victory for the real-life Chun-Li, just as her fans predicted.
モナワールドです。今日は応援ありがとうございました。モナワールドの強さは分かってもらえたでしょうか。倒すっていう面ではちょっと違うかもしれないですけど。
Mona doesn't stalk forward with brute aggression. She doesn't swing wildly or try to overpower anyone. Instead, she measures. She glides. Her feet are always a half step away from danger. Her posture upright, relaxed, almost casual. And then suddenly, her legs come alive.
寺田選手、本当に1ラウンドで
ぐらいの、実力の奥深さ。
横山智也選手をお招きしていますが、横山選手、試合になったという形でしょうか。
そうですね、本当何もせずに終わらせる。
Front kicks snap out like pistons. Side kicks slam into ribs with the dull thud of a battering ram. High kicks slice through the air with surgical intent. It doesn't look chaotic. It looks deliberate. What makes Mona Kimura so compelling is not just that she prefers kicks. Plenty of fighters do. It's that she builds her entire identity around them. She treats her legs not as weapons of opportunity, but as tools of control, distance, timing, rhythm. Every kick isn't just meant to hurt, it's meant to command the fight. She decides where the battle happens. She decides when it escalates. Her opponents are constantly reacting, constantly adjusting, constantly one step behind. And this didn't happen by accident. Before the spotlight, before the viral clips, before fans started comparing her to video game characters, Mona was a student of discipline. Years of karate shaped her balance and posture. Boxing sharpened her timing and composure. By the time she stepped into the kickboxing ring, she wasn't experimenting, she was executing. Her style is the product of repetition, restraint, and an unusual calm under pressure. That calm is deceptive. Fighters across from her often look confident in the opening seconds. They test her guard, they try to crowd her, and then slowly, their movement changes, their breathing tightens, their guard drops just a fraction too late. Because being kicked by Mona Kimura isn't like being hit once, it's like being warned over and over that something worse is coming. And this is where the curiosity deepens. How does someone so young, so composed, so outwardly gentle, consistently dismantle experienced opponents under bright lights? How does a fighter win without panic, without rage, without excess, relying almost entirely on legs and timing? And most importantly, what happens when someone finally figures her out? Mona Kimura's fist was raised in victory, and it finally sank in. She had done it all. She had taken punch after punch against seasoned foes, yet she remained undefeated. Standing in the ring that night, she realized this wasn't just hype. All those kicks and punches had proved one thing: her game plan works. The cheerful teenager had transformed into a champion under the bright lights of Korakuen. Every scar and every win had built her confidence, and now she knew the world was watching. Mona Kimura's story is still being written, but one thing is clear: she's a force to be reckoned with.
この辺、この状況、するにはどうなんでしょうね。突き上げるような、距離をじわじわと空を切りましたが、右を当てていきたいわけです。
The kid who once practiced karate in the suburbs is now an undefeated kickboxer making history. If you're as inspired by her journey as we are, go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible fighter stories. Drop a comment with which of Mona's fights or signature moves amazed you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next.